everybody, it's Frances, and today I have another Christmas look for you. This one is a Christmas tree and ornaments look. It is a little more understated. I know some people would look at this and go, that's not very understated, but for a lot of stamping nail art, this is pretty darn understated. So if you'd like to see how I got this look, please keep watching. Okay, so I already have my nails prepped with one coat of this Revlon ColorStay in high stakes, and that's on all the fingers but my ring finger. I don't know what I got on there. And this is a one coater. And on this hand I have two coats of Cannoli Wear OPI, which is one of my favorite. I don't know if the camera's picking up. It's a gray. It is a very, very light gray, but it's probably my favorite gray. I'm gonna use that Ejiubas, their Christmas plate. I guess it's a EJB. I can't even read letters today. EJB 03, but I'm going to be using this side, I guess the face style side that's just loaded with images. I'm going to reverse stamp with this Christmas tree, and then I'll make some decals with the ornament. Okay, I'm going to stamp with the ColorStay. I'm gonna fill the whole image because this is not a stamping polish. It is on the thicker side, but these Ejiubas plates are etched really deeply, so I want to make sure I have enough polish on there. I'm going to scrape it off. I have my AliExpress clear stamper. Pick it up, and there it is right there. Oh, it's not crooked for you. There you go. And then I'm going to color it in right on the stamper head. Okay, while I'm going to set this aside to dry for a second. I'm going to prep. I have a second little Bundle Monster mat. It's silicone, so you could actually use even a baggie if you wanted to do this. I just happen to have the Lotus to go, so I'll go ahead and use this. But you could, like I said, you could use a baggie, or you could use even any kind of silicone rolling mats. That's not what I meant. Silicone mats that you get like at a baking store, those will work too. Anything that the polish will stick to, and then you can just kind of peel it right off, it'll work. I'm going to put down some clear and let that dry so that I can make my decals. I know it's probably going to be hard for you to see where I put this clear, and I probably should have put it on the black, but oh well. Such is life, right? C'est la vie. And I'm making a large section because I'm going to stamp 3 of those ornaments at a time. So what I'll do is set this aside and bring back this guy. And on my other clear mat, I'm going to clean up a little something here too. I got a little extra. There we go. Could do with tape, or I just used a lint roller. If you're really careful, you can use a lint roller. Could have gone really bad for me. But what I have here, I'm going to go ahead and fill in these little holes where the ornaments would go and the star. I'm going to use, these are Bundle Monster polishes, and they're from a set, and I can't recall what the set is from. I can't recall the name of the set right now, but I will link it below for you if you want to know. I know that these are older. I think they've since reformulated them, but I think they have the same colors, probably an even better formula. So what I'll do is I'll open them up, put dots of them alongside, and I will probably speed this up so that you don't have to watch me painstakingly color in little dots. I'm going to be using a fairly small dotting tool to do this. If I can find these dotting tools, I'll link them below. If not, I think I got these at Sally Beauty Supply, and you could probably get them for far less expensive on Born Pretty or AliExpress, one of those. I'm sure you could do that. Because these were probably more expensive in the store than they needed to be. But I'll link another set below if I can't find these. I haven't seen these anywhere recently. But I mean, dotting tools are dotting tools are dotting tools, really. So here, so in which you can see what I'm doing. I'm just putting dots of color on my mat so that I'm ready to go. In the interest of saving a little bit of time, like I said, I will link, these are stamping polishes. They're just more opaque, so I figured it was easy enough and they were bright enough. I could just go with those. Like I said, I will probably speed this up. Okay, so I've got this all colored in, and I can actually check and see how that looks by flipping it over. It looks pretty good. And then I'm going to add a coat of clear polish over the top of it. And it's that same, I didn't tell you before, I think, oh, it's the same Wet n Wild, it's just a clear polish. Wet n Wild. And it's just a clear polish, and I'm gonna just put a layer over the top because all of this polish that I stamped with is gonna be dry, and I wanna make sure that it adheres to my nail, because I'm gonna stamp it right on my nail from here and do some reverse stamping. So I'm gonna set that aside and let it dry. And by this time, I'm gonna bring back, and I'm trying to do all of this in kind of real time for you. If there's drying time or whatever, I'll let you know. But this is how I try to work. Yeah, this is already dry. My clear polish here is already dry. So I'm gonna bring back this guy. And I'm going to stamp these ornaments right here. Okay, so I got super duper nitpicky, and I did not like the way that the little hook or the line or whatever on this one came out, so I re-stamped that one by itself, and then I went ahead and stamped 6 more, twice more, you know, 6 more ornaments, so that I could do my right hand as well. And then we can go ahead and color them in the same way that I colored in the tree. But before I do that, let's double check this tree. Okay, let me move this to the side. My tree is dry. If I can put my fingers on it and there's no fingerprints in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and just stamp this right on my nail. Let me line it up. I'm sorry if you can't see me lining it up, but I want to make sure that I get it right. Go ahead, line it up. Oh no! Try that again. Make sure that I have it on here really well. You make sure it comes off the sides. Oh my goodness, what a disaster. Hold on. Okay, look what happened here. I have bent it. Are you kidding me? Anyway, I'm gonna go get some tweezers and see if I can fix this. All right, I have tweezers. This is so ridiculous because I did the other one on the other hand, and of course it came out perfectly. But when I'm trying to do it on camera, situation normal, all fouled up. All right, so let's see if I can salvage this. This is not easy to do upside down, so I'm gonna turn it around this way, hopefully. Oh, it's blurry, hold on. Don't blur, don't blur. There we go. I just can't see it turned around the other way. Let me see if I can. I think it's stretched. Ugh. Yep, that's the sound of disgust. Hold on. I'm sorry, I'm silent, but I'm trying to concentrate. Get this. Ugh, really? All right, I think I got it. It's gonna be a little bit, I'm gonna smush it down, and any of those little bubble things should probably, hopefully, dissolve for the most part when I use acetone and put a top coat on it. So I'm just going to press it down, especially now since this has been so difficult. Here we go. It's got a little bend at the top, but really, is it that big a deal, honestly? All right, let me get some acetone and adhere this to my nail. Okay, I got a dampened dish, which looks like a, I don't know, a little shot glass, and a cleanup brush. This is just an e.l.f. I keep saying, I'm sorry. This is just an e.l.f. concealer brush that I'm going to use to remove the excess clear and hopefully adhere this decal to my nail. Okay, and you can see, I don't know how well you can see it, but it just sort of dissolves the excess. I'm going to use tweezers to peel this off as well. This is my excess here. I'll peel off what I can and dissolve the rest. Shed some light on the situation. And as I said before, the camera faces in the opposite direction from me, so sometimes I have to come across my finger, so I'm really sorry if my hand is getting in the way. I'm trying really hard not to, but it is very difficult to do this facing that way. Keeping my hand facing that way and then not coming across my hand. Okay, actually I don't think it looks too bad, other than the fact that over here I got a little bit of my stamping green polish. Okay, I got it all adhered on here. What I'm going to do before anything moves is put a coat of clear on top of it. Or not clear, top coat on top of it. And that'll just help it be more seamless. And I'm going to use a heavy hand with this. Now, at first I could see like a little gap right here, almost look like a bubble when I put this on, but I think it might be filling in and be okay once it dries. It's a little bumpy down here, but I don't want to mess with it too much. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to bring back my ornaments and I will fill those in. I'm going to fill them in the same exact way that I filled in the tiny ornaments that are on the tree. So I will get out my polishes again, the same exact polishes, and I will probably also speed this up so that you don't have to watch me painting for 3 hours. Okay, these are all colored in, and then I can flip this over and make sure, I mean, it's still a little, oh, you can't see. It's a little cloudy, but you can get an idea as to what your ornaments are going to look like. I'm hoping that this purpley one, you can kind of see the gray through it, but you might not be able to, so I might have to rethink that one. But it looks like they're going to be really, really cute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave them a little time to dry, because I'm using this can, what is this? Word finding issues. This is a dotting tool. The dotting tool can sometimes put a lot of polish on there, and it may need a little extra time to dry. I colored the other ones in, the second ones that I did, I colored them in first, because, you know, I'm a rebel. So the second ones I colored in first, and they are actually, it feels like they're kind of dry. What I'll do is put another, oh geez, get in the shot, Francis. Hold on, let me zoom out for you. My mat is a mess. Oh, and I just stuck my finger in polish. Awesome. All right, let me wipe that off. I can't do this without making a mess. Please, somebody put in the description box that you have the same issue, that you cannot do this out without being a hot mess, because I'm incapable. I'm convinced. I just can't get it together. All right, so rant over. I'm going to put a coat of clear polish, if I can find the damn thing. Here we go. I'm going to put a coat of clear polish as I drop it over top of the decals to protect the coloring that I've already done. And then I have to wait for those to dry. And again, it'll be that finger test, the touch test to see. Fingerprint test. Finger test makes it sound like a proctological exam. Oh yeah, I went there. I'm gonna cover these two. They actually seem to dry pretty quickly. They're stamping polish, so I chose stamping polish. I don't know if I said this before, because I can't remember 5 seconds ago what I said. But I chose stamping polish because it tends to be more opaque, and I wouldn't have to go back and do like 15 coats to get the color opaque, especially since it's going over such a dark color. Oh, I forgot my little one over here. And it's off camera, you can't see it, but it's over here. It's over here. And I'm gonna put clear over that too. And I will clean up this mat a little bit while I wait for this to dry. I will save you all from having to watch that, watching paint dry. How exciting. I will wait for it to dry, and I will be right back. Well, as far as video is concerned, I'll be right back, but it's gonna take probably 10 minutes to dry. Okay, I'm still waiting for this to dry, but as I was cleaning off my mat, I noticed something, and I wanted to bring it to your attention as well. One of the polishes stained my mat. Look at that. It is El Dorado is the name of it. It's one of the Bundle Monster polishes that I was using to color in. So, I mean, it's a stamping polish, so it's not going to go directly on your nails anyway. But look at how that stained my mat. I'm hoping it comes off, but you know, if it doesn't, oh well. It's not a huge deal. It's not a deal breaker. I'm glad it stained. Wow, I can't speak today. I'm so sorry. I'm glad it stained the mat and not a stamper head. But I imagine if I had colored in on the stamper head and let it sit there, it probably would have stained that as well. All right, now for real, I'm gonna go let these dry, and I'll come back when they're ready. All right, these are all really dry. I actually went ahead and I did this hand off camera, as I usually will practice on my right hand, as I am right hand dominant. I will practice on my right hand because it's much harder to do on camera before I do my left, just to see if I like it, if I have to change up the design at all, if something's not working. What I did notice was these decals were looking like cloudy. I said, what in the world happened? And you guys probably saw it before I did, when I showed you what I was using to put on the mat. I picked up a Wet n Wild base coat as opposed to a clear coat. So I just have to be much more careful with these decals. You see this one? I'm trying to loosen it up as much as possible because it can be a little bit more brittle and definitely not as clear. It tends to cloud up a little bit more. It should work anyway. It did work on this hand. What I do have to be careful with is I'm gonna have to trim off as much of the decals as I can. If not, you might be able to see it even when I put the top coat on, where the decal ends and my actual nail begins, if that makes any sense whatsoever. If you've ever made decals, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, peel it up. There, it came up. Look how cute those are. Hold on, let me bring it in a little bit closer. Look how cute those are. I'm gonna pull up this purple one over here. And what I'm trying to do, if you couldn't see me do it before, is I'm trying to slide underneath the edges of where I can see that clear polish. And I don't know if you can see it, but I can. And there, see? It stained again. Okay, the purple doesn't show up as much, but it's actually pretty. And then I will go ahead and get these guys up too. And then, whoa, you see I almost messed that one up. It caught. And I don't know if you can hear that, but some of the outside edges, and probably where I only have one layer of clear coat, some of those outside edges cracked off. I think because it's thinner. But in the middle where I really need it, it's thick enough. Come on off. Look how cute they are. Oh, look, University of Miami colors. It makes me happy. And I'm going to show you over here, this one is already starting to curl up a little bit on the sides, but I'm going to go ahead and trim off the excess. I think this one's going to go on my pinky because this kind of fuchsia purpley color on the gray just doesn't show up as well. So I'm just taking like these little cuticle scissors, and I'm going to trim off the excess here. As much of the excess as possible. This is going to take up almost my entire pinky nail. My pinkies are kind of small. And then I will show you how I adhere. Oh, I'm off camera again, so sorry. Alright, I'm just cutting. You guys know how to cut. And then I'm going to go ahead and just lay it down on my pinky. It's not sticky because I don't have a sticky coat on, and the base coat is not exactly sticky. But there, you get the idea. And I will push it on so that I can try and get, just like I did with the tree, try and get as many of those bubbles out as possible. I got stuff all over me. Oh, I told you, I can't do this without making a mess. Alright, I'm going to move the mat out of the way and show you how I adhere this to my nail. Again, I'm using my acetone and my cleanup brush. I will link the acetone that I use if you are interested. I link lots of things down in that information bar, description bar, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so what I'm doing is just going around the free edges where it's off the nail. You can see it's still a little bit cloudy. I hope you can see. So what I'm going to do is take my top coat and I'm going to put a very generous amount of my top coat on there, and it should clear it up. See, now you really can't see where the decal was. I think I'm going to do the other ones. I don't know whether I'm going to speed them up or do them off. I'll probably record it, see how long it takes, speed it up, just the placement of the other ones for you. I'm not going to show you how to cut them all, and I'll be back. Okay, so let me zoom you out a little bit, and here, okay, here's the final look. I will clean up a little bit more, and put some cuticle cream around, take some pictures so that I can post it on Instagram as well. But I really like this one. It's kind of cute. I kind of got a little bent star at the top, but that's okay. The star on my own tree is a little bent, just like its owner. Anyway, I hope you liked this design. If you did, make sure to like it and subscribe so that you can see more of what I have to offer. Leave me a comment below, chat with me, and I will see you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.